Alright guys, I had a little bit of a bumpy start here with the stream, starting exactly at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank everybody who would rather come into the stream tonight. A little bit bumpy to start it off, but it's very typical for me. What else is new? Thank everyone who does show up to the stream. Hopefully we'll have a good stream tonight. I'm hoping we'll have a good turnout. Some rather interesting stuff to talk about. Specifically, the what we picked up recently, because we do these streams every first Tuesday of every month is when I do my normal streams. If you're not aware, that's how I normally handle these streams. Please let me know. No, Fenton, I don't use Discord. My user base right now isn't big enough really to warrant a Discord server. Unfortunately, I have a very, very small community compared to like a lot of the other big streamers out there. Hey, Jackie, thanks for coming in. I'm glad you sorted out your issues with your account. But hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Please let me know if you have problems. I'll jack up the volume a little more. As I mentioned before, we are now using a real microphone instead of using the lapel mic, so you should be able to hear me okay. A lot to talk about as far as the pickups for this particular month I've gotten so far. Again, if you notice from the thumbnail, there's an apology I want to make to my community because it needs to be warranted, because even talking about people that are close to me that know I do YouTube, tell me I shouldn't make this apology. I shouldn't say what I need to say, but to me, I need to talk about it. So we'll talk about that near the, hopefully near the end of the stream. And hey, up to Miss Prime, thanks for coming into the stream tonight. I am, Riggins. Thank you very much. I'm right now fighting a very nasty, sinus congestion. You might hear me, maybe even hear me cough a little bit. Just a lot of build up my sinus cavity. So, some very, very cool stuff going on. But thanks, Jackie. And then we'll conclude with some Q&A at the end. If we run out of time, you can always throw it into the chat if you want to. I'll hit it on video on demand. Unfortunately, video on demand usually takes a crap ton of time to render that video to put onto YouTube. It usually takes about 24 hours for the turnaround. I don't know why it takes so long now. Before, it usually would be in about an hour or two, but I think because when they changed their streaming platform, when they do live streams, it is just a huge, huge delay. And I've heard a lot of YouTubers having this problem. And Optimus Prime, thanks for coming back into the stream. I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully everything's going good with you. So let's talk about pickups for this month so far. I talked about in the last stream, I picked up a Lego kit. If you're not familiar, one of my favorite two ships in Star Wars is the A-Wing and the Snowspeeder. Those are my two absolute favorite ships in Star Wars. And I picked up a A-Wing kit, which is the Resistance Fighter A-Wing kit, the green one. Finally put it all together. It took me about an hour and a half for the build, and this is the bad boy you get when you complete it. A really cool A-Wing fighter. It's about, I think, 240 pieces, if I remember correctly. The guns do rotate 360, just like a normal A-Wing would have. The profile of the ship is very, very sexy, except the front. As I said before, I don't like this wide front piece here. I'm not a fan of it. I thought it should be more narrow, more tapered, but this one is not my favorite as far as the front design. Everything else I like a lot. The canopy does open right there, and you have your minifigure right there. There's two minifigures. There's Wes Snapley, I believe his name is, and there's another girl that goes with this one. You can either put either figure in the cockpit. You can only put one figure in at a time. The back of it looks really good. There are these hinge points, so there is a little bit of wiggle room here, a little bit of play. Neat looking. It's a neat looking ship. The landing gear does. Whoa! I pulled off the engine. my apologies there. I'm gonna put this back on. Hopefully, I can put it on without messing anything up. Which is, I think, we'll just try to figure out how the heck I put this back on. We'll leave it off for right now. Not gonna worry about it that much. But that was the back of the engine with just these two panels right here. I'll put it back on later. But the landing gear, as I mentioned, does go up. They do retract into the craft, so you can kind of play around with it. They are working landing gears, which is very, very cool. There are two rockets, if you see right here, and there's 2 points. these two black divots here, which do shoot these rockets out, and they are spring loaded, and it does shoot it for a yeah, it's a Lego. It does shoot a decent amount of distance, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think it would shoot it that far. So it's a very, very cool Lego ship itself. I'm really happy to pick it up. I don't know how to put this back on, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to make myself crazy with that. Make sure my lights are okay. They are good. I picked up a new light, which is this one. Oh no, rather that one over there. The light itself, the mechanism went out on me, so I had to purchase a new one. But it's a very, very cool craft. I like it a lot. The green and white really give this ship a lot of pop. So it's very, very cool Lego craft. I do like it. Took about I want to say about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to build this whole thing. Again, it's about 240 pieces. The price of the kit, I want to say, was $25. But it's a really cool looking Lego ship. I like the way it looks. It looks really, really neat. I'm just mad at myself for ripping off the back engine here. So I got to figure out how to put this back on because I threw away the instructions. So I'll figure that out at a later time. I'm not too worried about that. Some Funko pickups to talk about here. I talked about it when I did the DC Holiday Pops. There were two exclusives, which are technically part of the wave, but they're not part of the wave. And that is the Silent Night Batman, which is a Hot Topic exclusive. And there is, of course, the Joker as Jack Frost. This is the Target exclusive. We didn't review this guy in part of that wave, because I want to do the entire wave. That was my goal. Hey, Bizarro Supergirl, thanks for coming into the stream tonight. We're just talking a little bit first about the pickups, and then we're going to talk about my apology I got to make to you guys. But I didn't review this guy yet. He's very, very cool. He's very similar to the Joker that was part of that wave that played as Santa. But this one I thought looked really, really cool. He was very, very hard to track down. I had to get him online through Target's website. They had one in the store, but I couldn't pick it up when they were showing it, or when they had it available, because there was an embargo. I couldn't buy it at the time. I had to wait several more days, and by the time I got there, it was gone. So he looks really, really good. Joker as Jack Frost looks really, really cool. Apologies for the cough again. He has a nice little top hat. He has a really cool icicle right there that he has dangling from his hand here. But a neat looking Joker. Again, articulation for him. It does spin 360. He is not a bobblehead like Marvel or Star Wars Pops. Very neat looking Joker. Something you wouldn't see Joker like in this persona. But him as Jack Frost is very, very cool. He has the top hat here. So very, very cool rendition of Joker as Jack Frost. Again, this is a Target exclusive. Price point, I want to say he's a little more pricey. I want to say he was 15 bucks for this guy. I think he might have been, it was either $12 or 15 bucks for this one. I think. I could be wrong. I think it was 12 or 15. Again, on the back of the packaging, they even show this Joker right here, which is, they kind of took that sculpt and retweaked it to make the Target version of Joker. Next, let's talk about one other pickup I picked up. There's a game out. It was a Marvel game for Android, I think iPhone. Android iPhone. I can't remember which game it was, but there was a character that you could have, which was an amalgam, part of what they called Infinity Wars, which they had a combination of both Doctor Strange and Captain America, and they have one of Thor and Iron Man. I thought this one would be the cooler of the two to pick up, and that is the Iron Hammer Walgreens exclusive glow in the dark. A very cool looking pop. I have not yet reviewed this guy. I wanted to keep it kind of and just debut it on the stream because you guys come first. You guys are sticking with me for my channel, and I thank you. And I figure you guys get first dibs to all the cool stuff. So there was 3 guys in this wave. That's the Super Soldier. They call it the Soldier Supreme, Iron Hammer, and Arachknight. I think Arachknight might be a combination of Spider-Man and Moon Knight. That's who I think this is here, but I'm not 100% sure about the character. I could be wrong, but he looks really, really good. So let's take a look at Iron Hammer. Again, combination of Thor and Iron Man. He just looks really, really cool. The massive hammer right there. I'm assuming the glow-in-the-dark parts will probably be the eyes and maybe the gold portion. I'm guessing might glow in the dark. My shirt says Vigilante Club. It's a take of Stephen Amell, who is a big fan of wrestling, and Bullet Club. and he's had stuff with Bullet Club that he did stuff with. But they made it a vigilante club, is what this shirt is talking about. So, just making sure my lights are okay here, thinking they were flickering, so I'm just keeping an eye on them. But, yeah, Iron Hammer looks really, really cool. Again, bobblehead, we talked about it. Marvel, right there. I've talked about it before many, many times. I'm not a fan of the heads here because they get goofed up and messed up because of springs. But it looks really, really good. This one does not need a figure stand. So this should be able to stand by itself with no problems. I do like that hammer. Great attention to detail. Yeah, it's a combination of Iron Man and Thor. So a really cool looking Iron Man pop here. Sort of has like a samurai look. If you look at the back of the pop, it kind of gives like a samurai vibe to it, especially the bottom portion. These panels right here, they have like the skirt that comes off. It has a very much samurai motif to it. So very, very cool pop. I will eventually do a review on this guy. I get a little more information about the Iron Hammer character. Because I know it took part in one of their side-scrolling beat-em-up games, like a side-scrolling RPG game. And I believe this character, you can recruit this character, Iron Hammer. And this one will glow in the dark. I will mess with the glow in the dark feature when I do that video review of that pop. Next, let's talk about probably the best video I put out in the last 24 months, easily. And that would be the GameStop exclusive Black Friday 2020 Fantastic Four Venomized Pops. If you didn't watch that video has blown up. And has gone very, very well for me. In the span of, since I put it up on Friday, Black Friday, I put it up, and to give you just a number count, it's sitting at 1,577 views, with over 5,884 minutes of watch time. It is my most watched video in the last 2 years. Easy. Easy. If I had another dozen videos, I would have my monetization back. Easy. AEW, I'm a big AEW fan. I love AEW. We'll talk more about AEW in the Q&A section. But that video has done very, very well for me. And part of the apology piece is going to come part of that video, and it'll make sense shortly. But if you didn't watch that video, I had 4 of these boxes. Priced at $20. These are the Venomized Fantastic Four characters. They look very, very cool. If you've never seen them before, thanks, Dustin. They look very, very neat. There's 5 items in the box. You get a pop, pocket pop, a Pez, a sticker, and a pin. So first, let's take a look at the Pez. Have I seen the Walmart Origins figures? I've seen, if you're talking She-Ra, I know they have them at Walmart. I have not seen them recently. I believe She-Ra, if I remember correctly, it's either a Netflix or an Amazon Prime exclusive show now. They completely changed the style of She-Ra. It doesn't look like She-Ra anymore. It looks more modernized. It looks a completely different version of what She-Ra would normally look like. These guys were pretty cool. I goofed these up in the video. The reason why I say that, this is driving me crazy. Let me move this light down a little bit here, guys. There we go. I got this wrong in the video. When I did a full video, I made an addendum in the notes, because you can get normal versions of everything in this box, or you can get what they call metallic versions of everything in the box. The problem is, if you got a metallic item, unless you looked closely at the item, because there's no identifying marks to say this is a metallic item or not. Usually if you had a hard-to-come-by figure or a Chase figure, they would tell you Chase on the packaging, so you know what you're looking at. This item right here is a Chase Pez. It doesn't look like it being metallic, but this really is metallic. It doesn't look like it, but it is. The non-metallic versions had a gray handle. That's how the only way you can really tell a difference between metallic and non-metallic, and the paint job really wasn't great. I was sort of disappointed with Funko's implementation of the difference between a normal version and their Chase or metallic version. You can't really tell the difference. It's extremely difficult to tell if you had a Chase item. It was really, really tough. But this one is a Chase. The Chase for The Silver Surfer Venom version is a white handle. The Doctor Doom version is a green handle. That's how you could tell if you had a Chase version. Again, they also had a Pocket Pop version of Silver Surfer, Venomized. All this stuff was all GameStop exclusive. The pins were really neat. I like what they did with these pins because they were Venomized pins, but they had a lot of substance. They were solid. They were, I mean, listen to it right here. You can hear it. It's really, really solid, and the pins look really, really cool. Now, did I get a Chase pin here? I'm not sure. A metallic version? I can't really tell. When I look at this, it's going to be metallic paint on a metallic pin. So it's very, very difficult to tell if this would have been a Chase version of the Doctor Doom. I can't tell. It looks, I mean, metallic-y to me, but that may not be correct or not. Again, it would have been nice if they would have had a sticker that said, yes, you would have gotten the metallic item or not. The pops are very, very cool. They did a very, very good job with these pops. I have not yet in that video I did a full review of all these characters. So here is the Venomized Human Torch. This is not the metallic version. Metallic version, the only way to tell it's metallic is if you have a glow-in-the-dark sticker here. It would be a glow-in-the-dark pop. They did not put a Chase sticker on any of this product. And that was one of the biggest problems I had with this versioning, because they look so cool. I mean, the Venomized characters look really, really good. So that was the Human Torch box. All the stuff was, you had a chance of getting metallic for every single one of the items in this box. And it was very, very hard to tell what was considered metallic and what was considered not metallic. This one here, the only one you could really tell that was metallic easily was this one here, which was Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, extremely heavy pop, but she was see-through. Looks really, really cool. Very neat version. They call it Invisible Girl, Venomized Invisible Girl. It has a lot of weight. So if you're picking the boxes up and thinking, would you get the Thing or Invisible Woman? The two heaviest boxes would easily tell you, if you had like all four in your hands, held all four, you could easily tell, you could differentiate by weight, which one would be either Thing or Invisible Girl, because they were the heaviest of the four boxes. We had the Venomized Galactus as an option for Pocket Pop. Here is the Chase version of Doctor Doom. And again, you can't really tell on the face. Again, this is a Chase. This item here is a Chase. But there's no information on here saying, yes, this is the metallic version of Doctor Doom. It doesn't say that. You have no clue. You can't see it. There's no documentation, there's no information written on here that it is one. You think the She-Ra version is done, it was horrible. They're bringing back the old He-Man cartoons with all new episodes. Hopefully, Bizarre, if they do that, they bring back the original animation. They have to go back to the way it originally was. That would be the smart approach. And we have, of course, in the pin slots, a very cool looking one. We had a Super Scroll right there. So all these I reviewed every one of these items in that video. That video I said that blew up. I did a full review of all this stuff. And I just want to showcase it off to you guys. Again, another Pocket Pop Silver Surfer. Here is the normal version of Doctor Doom on the Pez. So if you notice, one had a green handle. This one has a gray handle. This is the common version. The green one would be the Chase version. The pin, again, another Doctor Doom. This one may be the metallic one. Yeah, I can't tell the difference. Again, looking at it, still can't tell the difference. The Thing, of them all, I think Thing looks really the coolest. They did a good job with Thing. Thing looks really cool. Really cool looking pop. They did a great job on these Venomized. I'm probably going to take these off card and put them somewhere in my studio. I don't know where yet, but I think they look cool enough to display because they're just badass looking. They just look really, really cool. I like the way these guys look. But like I said, if you compared both boxes of Invisible Girl next to Thing, they're the heaviest of the two boxes. If you were chasing those particular characters, that would be how you would at least have a shot, a 50-50 shot at it. The other item, of course, was every box had one, was the Fantastic Four Venomized sticker. So you can get one as well. It would be cool if they would have given us a Venomized Doom. They didn't give us one. And last but not least was the Venomized Reed Richards. I was lucky enough to get an entire set, no duplicates, out of 4 boxes. I went to 2 different stores to get these, and these were limited to 1 per household. I was lucky enough to kind of persuade them for me and my wife to get them. So I was very happy that way. We have our Venomized Dr. Doom. So you would think they would make a normal size version of Doom here, except you have the Venomized here. So it would be cool if they made a full version of Doom. Again, this one is the common version Silver Surfer. And the pin on this one was a very cool pin. We had Galactus on that one. We had a Galactus pin on that one. And surprisingly, the guy who I didn't think I'd like at all looks really, really good. And this is kind of another problem I had with this box, because it was very difficult to try to nail down, was this guy the metallic version? He looks metallic-y, but he's not metallic. I can tell you, looking at it, you know, really scrutinizing it, it's not metallic. But it's really hard to tell if he is or not. But I was happy to get all 4 of the main characters out of 4 boxes. So I got very, very lucky there for all these. If you haven't watched the video yet, you can definitely take a look at it. It is my most watched video on the channel right now. It's the most watched version. BTB! Wow! Long time no see, my friend. I gotta toast you a drink of choice. Little green apple soda Czech version. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. I haven't seen you in a god's age. I watched one of your recent unboxings you did. I think it might have been one of the Chrome ones, the WWE Chrome stuff. I believe it was. Or it was, you were getting double, like, you had some cards that gave you, like, like a patch, and it was a patch and, like, another piece, and then you had an autograph on one of them. I think I watched it, like, 2 weeks ago, if I remember correctly. But if you're not familiar with Big Time Breaks, him and I go back a while. Yeah, my brother. Yeah. I haven't seen him since I started my channel about 3 years ago. Him and I we did some giveaways together. I've watched his stuff for a while, and if you've never seen his stuff, I highly recommend taking a look at Big Time Breaks. Great guy. I know, if I remember correctly, back in the day when he was in WWE, your favorite guy was Dean Ambrose. Hopefully you're still watching AEW as Jon Moxley, so hopefully you're still following his career. This week's Winter's Coming will be a good match between Moxley and Omega. But Omega is wrestling really, really hurt right now. So, yeah. So that was the full range of those 4 characters. I got everything I wanted out of those boxes, with the exception of having difficulties to tell which ones were metallic or not. So now let's talk about the apology. That was probably what kind of got you to the channel, or brought you to my channel, hopefully. And it's kind of, I have to confess a couple things here, because that's hopefully why you came. One is, I was very, very complacent with my content recently. At least for the last year and a half. I was going through the motions of putting out content. A lot of YouTubers get burnt out, and they'll just put out content or stop putting out content altogether. As I mentioned before, I'm a very, very small channel in a very, very big landscape. My channel was nowhere near what it was in circa 2017, 2018. I was getting 10,000 minutes of watch time, 15,000 minutes of watch time a month easily. And I don't do that anymore. I get maybe 4,000 to 5,000 minutes of watch time at best. The biggest video was that GameStop box video. I'm going to show up some stats to you in a second here. But that was the most watched video I've had in about close to 18 months to 20, about from late 2018 to 2020 now. It's my most watched video on my channel. I'm happy it's doing well, but I want more videos like that. So I'm trying to apologize now for lackluster content. Not necessarily the content being bad, but the approach I take when I do the content. Putting it out on YouTube with the right keywords, with the right tags, to get to the right audience. Yes, I have people that watch my content consistently. Those people who follow me, things like Optimus Prime, Bizarro Supergirl, Jackie. Kate Titus, if he comes into the stream tonight. Those people who are my regulars. And I'm very thankful for those people who watch my content, at least on a consistent basis. I'm trying to grow this channel to make it bigger than what it is. I want to eventually, I would love to make it a part-time job. I would love to take some of that monetization money and put it back into this channel to buy cooler Funko products, to buy cool action figures, to buy more statues, to do those type of reviews for you guys. But spending all this money out of my own pocket is just, you only can buy so much stuff. Part of the other issue that we had was I stopped doing a lot of my unboxing videos, usually my subscription boxing videos. That was one of the main drawing factors, I would say, for a lot of people who followed me for a while to my channel. I've started them back up again with a company called Z-Box, but they've been very, very bad lately. And hopefully in the December box, I can comment about that, because we're getting 2 boxes that month because they shafted me and everyone on the November box. And I'll talk about that more in the December box, because it's going to be a double unboxing. There's supposed to be 2 boxes that month. Will that happen? I don't know. I hope that will happen that way, but I'm not pressing my luck there. Hopefully that will occur. It'll be very cool if it happens that way. But my goal is to try to grow my channel. I know BTB goes through these sort of issues too. I've even seen those big YouTubers out there that have completely stopped doing any videos at all because they're not happy with what they've done. And especially YouTube changing the terms and services, which is one of the streams I did last time, talking about the big changes to take videos that are blowing up and YouTube putting ad monetization on top of it, or ads on it, without even letting the content creator know it and just doing it and getting 100% of the ad revenue, is very underhanded, very, very shady, very putting the means of YouTube out for their better interest and not the content creator's interest in mind. And it's a very, very bad thing they've done. But my goal here is to, again, apologize for crappy content. For not necessarily bad content, as I mentioned before, but the way I'm approaching and trying to grow this channel. You want to help grow my channel? The best thing you can do is tell a friend. If you have someone who's in the geek community who likes geeky things, animation, cartoons, geek stuff, video games, comic books, action figures, Funko, anything that you've seen me review, statues, things like that, turn them on my channel. That's the most I can ask for you. And I don't do things like Patreon. I've talked about it many, many times before. I don't know how I would even to become a Patreon, to do Patreon. To me, I always think it as a form of begging, and I don't want to do that. I don't want me to ask you to pay me for something, then to me to give you something bad. It's a lot of quid pro quo. I don't want to do that. A lot of YouTubers will. That's how they make their living, is off their Patreons. But my channel's not big enough to do something like that. If I was, if I had 1 million subscribers, now we're talking a different boat. Well, I know, Jackie. Even my people close to me told me that. But that's me. I try to make my content to a higher standard. I try to get the best content I could possibly do. For example, the Advent Calendar unboxing, which started today, day 1. For me to shoot just the introduction video alone took me close to an hour and a half just to shoot before I even cracked the box open. I had over a dozen takes because it didn't sound right. The lighting was off. The flow wasn't there. I keep my videos to a high standard. It has to be, even my wife would look at me and goes, "You're beating yourself up." I put my content here. I do not want to give you content here. I want to keep the content as good as I possibly can. I don't have a script or a piece of paper I read from. Everything comes from bullet points in my head, and I usually fire off at the moment. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people need a script to read from. I don't really do that. I know exactly kind of an idea or approach I want to take, and I execute it. That's what I do. I try doing things in one take. I don't try to do, try to film it and then cut it and then keep filming again. It jars your eyes when you have cuts in place all through a video, and you can see where it's breaking. To me, it seems very, very sloppy to do that. I don't like doing videos that way. I try to do everything at least in one piece, and I can tack it together when I edit it. But that's my goal. Speaking of doing better things, I've even spoke to Jackie a little bit. I've gotten a better version of Photoshop. I was running a kind of old version of Photoshop. So I got a brand new version of Photoshop. I'm using better thumbnails, and that's something I'm going to be doing now. Better thumbnails, better keywords, better tags. I'm trying to get this content out to more people so they can see it. As I've said to many, many times before, you can have the greatest product in the world. I could sell you gold. But if you don't know I'm selling it, it doesn't mean crap to anyone. You have to know your audience. You have to know how to sell or market this stuff. That's the idea. It's marketing 101. For example, the advent calendar stuff, which I go back to, I know it's not going to get a lot of views. Looking up and doing searches on YouTube, there's not a lot of traction on that content. But I wanted to put that content out. It's something different. It's something new, at least for me. That one came out in 2019, but it's a very, very cool calendar to get. I figured, you know what? That would be very, very cool to get. So let me swing over real quick here to my second monitor. Let me fire over. Here's my channel, guys. And looking at the analytics here, there's no money here, so don't worry about anything like that. Here's my views in the last 28 days. You see this massive spike right here? This is the GameStop box. This is the video I was talking about. If we look down here, it has done extremely well. 1,457 views. It is my most watched video, as I said, in about 2 years. Which is funny because the video right below it, my DC Direct Blackest Night Core Power Battery review, was one of the very first videos I've ever done on my channel. It was the end of 2016, where you see there, October 9th, 2016. That video is my most watched video on my entire channel to date. Why? I couldn't tell you. I don't know why that video, per se, has done so well. And another video did really well, I can't knock myself, was the Hershey bars. That one did very, very well for me as well. That's what this video and this video, what they call evergreen content, which means those are older videos, but they still give you views and watch time every single day. That is my most watched video on my channel recently, was the DC Superheroes bar. Why I did it so well, I couldn't tell you. I can only really say I was one of the only people who did a video for that item. If you're not familiar, basically Hershey and DC, because of first responders, sent out a massive amounts of these Hershey bars, which I have right here. I still have a full set of those bars right here, unopened, right here. The full wave of these DC Hershey bars, right there. So I still have a full unopened wave of them, mainly because, if you guys may or may not know, I'm still, I'm a massive Green Lantern fan, and get anything with Green Lantern on it, I was very, very happy. So I have a full set, even the 8th bar, which was not part of the original wave, which was like a combination Justice League bar. I have that as well. So I keep these. I have them sitting like on the side of my little shelf right here, just as a more of a collector's item than anything else. But as you can see, that's kind of what my videos are all about. As I mentioned before, I'm a small guy. I'm a small streamer, all things considered, across the board. Let me just switch over here real quick. Let's kill this window. Excellent. Perfect. So yeah, so that was my apology, to try to give you guys better content, to get better thumbnails, to get better tags, to get better keywords, to do my homework before videos go out. Get the video out to the biggest audience I possibly can to grow this channel. And if you guys want to help it, again, all you have to do is let people know about me. That's all you have to do. As I said, BTB, him and I I've seen, him and I fell out of touch, unfortunately. He was doing his own stuff. I was doing my own stuff. I watched, like I said, a video about a week ago from him. But yeah, everything is, status quo for me, trying to get better content out for you. There's going to be doing a video every single day for those advent calendars up until the 24th. Then, near the end of the month, I'm going to be doing, of course, the subscription unboxing videos, which will be done sporadically through that month. I'm going to be doing a top 10 items that I have picked up in 2020 video, which I normally do. And I might do a top 7 collectible items you should pick up for this holiday season. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that video yet or not. It's kind of difficult to do that video because I don't buy a lot of stuff that's out of other people's ideas. I have a very, very niche thing of what I like. I mean, I like Star Wars, I like Green Lantern, I like DC Comics, I like some anime stuff, but things like that might be a little difficult to try to really pull 7 items that would be good this holiday season. I know a few of them will be good. My top 10 items, though, will be very, very cool. That will happen before the end of the year. That video will definitely go up. I did one in 2018, did one in 2019. I will be doing one in 2020 as well. Now, who's here? Thank you very much, Google was my idea. Oh, it's OMG. Had to change your name. Okay. Okay. Glad to see you back, my friend. I haven't heard from you in a long, long time. I know that Jackie even had issues with her account. I don't know what caused you guys are having a lot of problems recently. I don't know why YouTube is cracking down on stuff again, but YouTube is just a lot of people are not happy with the platform. I've mentioned before, YouTube is the only shop in town. You know, if you look across their brand, what they have the biggest footprint or biggest reach is YouTube. Vimeo has a decent grasp, and they have a couple other video sharing platforms, but nothing as big as YouTube. YouTube is just a massive giant when it comes to video streaming. Video on demand is just huge compared to everything else that's out there. So I don't know why they do that. But apology aside, let's do a couple Q&As real quick, and then we'll wrap up tonight's stream for this month. If anything that happens, like, for example, breaking news, we'll do a stream for that, which we normally will do. Any big newsworthy items will pop up. We'll definitely do a stream for that, because that's where you would do those. I do those streams when important events take place. I think if she's still here, Bizarro Supergirl asked AEW. Yeah, I am a big AEW fan. Carmen was basically an apology for the crappy content and crappy delivery I've had for the last roughly 2 years, and try to make an adjustment, make the content better, give you guys a better set of content and better delivery method from me. Better thumbnails, better keywords, better tagging, better descriptions, better everything. Is to increase my brand and doing everything I can to make sure that happens. So that's my idea. Any Q&As you guys want to shoot at me, you can. AEW, as I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of it. I've watched as much as I can. I don't watch Dark, AEW Dark. I watch Being the Elite, of course. I've always been a fan of the Elite group. Back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I was a fan of them then. I was a fan of even when, of course, I have the Vigilante Club shirt on right here. Thanks, Carmen. I understand that, but it was to me, it is. I had to put it out there because when I look at the channel as a whole, I kind of put myself at the level of perfectionism. I want to give the best I possibly can do. I have scrapped videos for no less. I have said I'm not going to release this garbage to you because to me it needs to be good content. It shouldn't be crap. It needs to be something that's watchable, not cringeworthy. It has to be something you can watch and go, okay, either I'm delivering entertainment, I'm delivering information, I'm delivering something that you can take away from that video. I'm not going to just put out content for the sake of putting out content. I'm going to put out content because it's good. The shirt, was this from AEW? No, this was originally on, this was part of when Stephen Amell went to New Japan, when he was dealing with stuff on the indies, when they went to, kind of when they were leading into AEW, but before AEW was a thing. When stuff like Double or Nothing happened, when it was slowly evolving into it, this shirt came out. This one came out like, I think a year before AEW came out. But I saw this shirt, I said, I have to buy this shirt. Vigilante Club is a take of Bullet Club and, of course, Green Arrow. Stephen Amell is a big wrestling fan. He was part of Bullet Club for a while. So that's why it was very, very cool to pick up this shirt. Again, big wrestling fan. Haven't watched any WWE, I want to say, in about at least 2 years. At least, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years. I have not touched the product. I don't like the product. Not my thing. I don't think they went in the right direction. All in on AEW. I haven't seen any Impact Wrestling in years. I haven't seen any New Japan in years. Mainly because of my favorite guys were part of the Bullet Club. You had Omega, you had the Young Bucks, you had Cody there, you had Hangman Page, and then they switched over to AEW. So that's what I really watch now is AEW. Again, big fan of AEW. Love all their stuff. But yeah, any other questions you guys want to throw at me? Fire it up. The floor is yours, guys. Hit me up in the chat, please. Again, drink for tonight, guys. We're doing green apple soda. We're doing a little ghetto style Czech cola. Actually, if you've never had it, it's not too bad. I don't think there's any caffeine in this. No, there's no caffeine in this. So if you're a fan of like a sour drink, if you're a fan of Sprite or something like that, you might want to go somewhere around this road. Like a brick of this from Winn-Dixie, you're looking at about $3 for 12 cans. So about 30 to 40 cents a can. So not too bad. Anything else you guys want to talk about, please hit me up in the stream, in the chat. If you don't, you can always find us on video on demand. Throw definitely a comment into the stream. I will respond back to that comment. You hate AEW. How come, Bizarro? Or is that sarcasm? Hopefully that's sarcasm. Sometimes you can't tell sarcasm from text. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys, have some more stuff you want to throw at me. Just whatever you want to, fire it my way. Again, the video on demand will show up. I think when they lost Paul Heyman again, it really hurt them. I think having the whole issues with the, with COVID really hurt their business. AEW was the first one that kind of made it work. I have not listened to Jim's podcast recently. Toronto. I've listened to a lot of his stuff, older stuff. Definitely like his stuff. I know that he is not a fan of AEW. He bashes the hell out of them. He thinks it's just garbage wrestling. It's Jim Cornette. You can't. He is an innovator back in the day. Absolutely. I can't knock the guy at all. He is the creme de la creme when it came to booking, psychology, managing, everything. But newer stuff, I don't think he has the pulse, his fingers on the pulse that much. The business has changed a lot compared to what it was back in old, looking back in days of Turner, back in TBS days, you're looking at, way back. It's not what it was compared to now. It's a different environment. It's a different beast. It's not the same thing. And having a young group of guys that are wrestlers book it, as opposed to a billionaire who thinks he still knows about things and he doesn't know his audience anymore, is a problem. I mean, if you looked at Omega, for example, perfect example, Omega and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Lovers story, that thing was building for 2, 3, 4 years, for multiple years, and it finally had a payoff. But that was long-term booking. WWE doesn't do long-term booking anymore. I do like The Fiend, who is one of the best things they have right now. If you haven't seen it, Adam Blampier. I do watch, What Culture. I do have my finger on the pulse there. When he switched to Parts Unknown to go with the Wrestle Talk group, he did his how he would book The Fiend. And it was very, very cool, that video. He even did one, I think I watched it today. It was his booking of, what did he book today? I'm trying to remember. I just watched it today. He booked, the hacker, the WWE hacker. So he did that video today. So he has a mind for wrestling, has a mind for creative. He's someone who I could see going into the business. And he was part of What Culture Wrestling. He was one of the people part of, it was now known as Defiant Wrestling, but he was part of that group. So it was very, very cool to watch his video still. And he had a lot of problems. Adam Blampier has a lot of issues. He came back and his head wasn't right. Let's just put it that way. You can dive into what happened to him, but love his stuff. Love his stuff. He seems to be like a very young Jim Cornette, a very young Paul Heyman. Yeah, I would say I watched McIntyre when he was Galloway, when he was in Defiant, when he was on the Indies. That's when he was very, very good. Um, the Fiend stuff is a character. If you ask me, all the mystique for the Fiend has been lost. His stuff he did with Finn Balor was great. You need to keep him as a monster. You know, you can't just punk him out and just do stupid stuff to him. That's just dumb. He's a supernatural force. He is the new modern version of the Undertaker. That's what he kind of is. That's what he should be. He should be this indestructible force. That's what they should be. Bayley's good. I like her heel stuff a lot better than her face stuff. Be quite honest. They should definitely keep her heel. It's a smart move making her heel. Don't know when they're going to bring back. If Becky even comes back soon because she's now a mom. So who knows? We'll see what that entails in the future. Nia, if you ask me, is still reckless as hell. She's hurting people still. I think it was a month ago she hurt Mandy Rose. Yeah, I think she hurt Mandy Rose. And I haven't watched any WWE content. I would go to, let's say, Lords of Pain, pick up information. Yes, very cool. That was very smart to have her do that. I think either Bliss would have been good having the sidekick character to Fiend, or even Liv Morgan would have been a good choice as well. I would say either one of those would have been good candidates to have the sidekick to the Joker Harley Quinn sort of motif. That play right there. That would be either would have worked well. But yeah. Any other questions you guys want to have? We'll probably wrap up the stream shortly. This will go back on the video on demand. Like I said, it takes about a day or so for the VOD to go up. I know you love Bliss AA. I know that. If anything else, guys, let me know now. I'll cut the stream off in about 3 minutes, I guess, if you guys are done for the night. I just wanted to get that off my chest about the apology to let you guys know how I felt. Again, I want to try to grow this content, to make this a better channel, to make it a community. Yeah. Hollywood likes her, too. The only thing that I follow with WWE now is their ratings versus AEW. I still think the best approach they should take in their Wednesday night wars is to not have a Wednesday night wars. NXT should move to Tuesday, and AEW should be on Wednesday. That would be the smart approach. Why make even more competition if you're getting buried every single week with maybe 1 or 2 weeks you win because you have a big event that night? It doesn't make sense to me. Just have it on a different day. You shouldn't even try to compete. All you're doing is hurting the audience as a whole. This isn't WCW versus WWE. This is not the Monday Night Wars. This is not what it was back in circa mid-90s. This is not what it was 20, 25 years ago. This is not the same beast. It's not the same environment. It's not the same business. It's completely different. So that being said, guys, I want to thank everyone who came into the stream tonight. You can definitely follow me on Video on Demand. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section here. Yep, very, very true, AA. Again, I want to thank everybody who came in, guys. Again, hit me up on the Video on Demand. If you've not seen this as it went live, put your comments in the comments section. I will reply to you. I usually reply within an hour at most because I get all the alerts that show up for comments, so I can immediately, on my mobile phone, comment to those questions. He does, because Vince doesn't like to lose. Vince is the indestructible man, and he doesn't like to lose. So that's the way Vince acts. Thank you very much, Toronto. You can hear the stuffiness. So, yeah, it's a lot of congestion. So, I want to thank everyone who came into the stream tonight, guys. I'm going to cut it right now in 3, 2, 1. Take care, guys. I'm going to cut the stream tonight, and bye-bye.